guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to shed light on a certain individual here in Jamaica that I consider to be one of the most evil creatures ever seen on the face of this earth. Now, this individual is so evil that I think that Satan can't even hold a shadow on this individual. I think if Satan want to know how to work evil or to be evil, Satan need to go get pen and paper and come sit down on a carpet or a cushion and fold him feet and take some notes from this here sitting here. And guys, some of what I'm going to say now will sound like fiction, but you can go back to the Gleaner archives, you can go to the Observer, you can go to NNN nationwide, and you can get the details, because this is not something that is being made up. You guys not going to believe this. It's just that what happened now, while some of this is out, I have gotten some inside information. Now, the person I'm talking about is Inspector Perona Haughton. Normally, when we want to conceptualize evil, we normally think of Satan. We normally think of this black man with hand and with teeth like Dracula, or sometimes them portray him red with fork and, tail with pointed tail and all of that. But listen, look at this face. This is what evil looks like. This person is known to be always smiling. Always smiling. She's never been seen without a smile. And this is how she captivates people. Always seems to be pleasant, speaks proper English and all of that. And nobody realizes that this is a face of total extreme malevolency. She was in charge of the Falmouth Divisional Headquarters General Office since around 2016. When she went into that position, she was a corporal. And in a little while, she got sergeant and then she moved up to inspector. But let us tell you some of the things that this woman do. And all this she did to her fellow police officers. Because of her, police have been sent up on disciplinary charges, and a number of occasions have not gotten their sick leaves, have not gotten their general leaves, have not gotten their any of the benefits and increments that they were entitled to, on top of their pay in the police force and all of that. Transfers, everything. As she being at the divisional headquarters, every policeman in the division who is to get any benefits or get replacement in uniform or sick leave, annual leave or anything, all of those have to come through the divisional headquarters general office. And she is the head of that. And she collects all the documents and is supposed to process them and see that the policemen get whatever they had applied for or have the matter that they applied for dealt with. Over the years, at least half of the men in the division have applied for promotion, and it's only one person had gotten promotion since 2016 and 2022 when she was there. And that one person was already an inspector, and he went up to a gazetted rank, I think is superintendent. Nobody else in the division had gotten promotion in those years except her. And she got 2 promotions. What she does is that if anybody apply for a promotion, what she does, it has to come through her. When she get the documents, she don't submit them. And once the documents are not submitted, you cannot be considered. People apply for marriage benefits. When a policeman get married and they apply for marriage benefits, sometimes they go 2, 3, 4 several years without the benefit, because when they pass it on to her, she does not file it. She just put it away. There was one policeman who was applying for a house, and he, in a scheme, and he applied because it has to go through the general office, because what happened is that then they needed his pay slips. And while policeman's salary goes straight into the bank, their pay slips are collected by the general office. And the man go to her and say, all right, I want the next 3 months pay slips because I need to go get this house. And the lady hold on upon the man pay slip them and he didn't get them, and he missed the opportunity to get that NHT house because she handed everybody else their pay slips and held on to his. And this was confirmed when this was eventually confirmed for a fact when they were found among piles of documents that she had held back. Policemen who couldn't get uniforms because they applied for replacement uniforms, and they couldn't get it because she did not submit the papers. It gets worse. Policemen have lost their jobs easy because of her. And here is how she did it. In the Jamaica Constabulary Force, most people do not realize, but you have to re-enlist every 5 years. After 5 years, you automatically stop being a policeman. So every 5 years, you have to re-enlist. And you have to apply for re-enlistment. And it's up to the JCF whether they want you to re-enlist or not. Men send in their papers when their 5 years are about to up and say they need to re-enlist. And she don't file them. Sometimes when policemen turning up for work think they're safe and okay, they realize that they were off the job and they are no longer even policemen. That is how cruel this woman was. And when they call headquarters said, no, we didn't receive any information from you. We didn't know you wanted to re-enlist. There is one really very sad case of Constable Kirkland Plummer. Now, Constable Kirkland Plummer, he died in a motor vehicle accident. And his family, he had wife and kids. And he had applied and when a policeman dies, his immediate family members can apply for some money from the Police Federation to assist with funeral expenses and to assist with the night and so on. And his wife came in and applied. And would you believe that this woman did not submit the documents to the Police Federation? And when the night coming up, they come back to her to say, she don't hear anything yet. The policemen had to then trump up out of their own pockets and help out with with some commemoration functions at his home and all of that. And here's some photos from that event. And these are the policemen who had to dig in their pocket from all over Trelawney to make this happen. There is this one case where a certain superintendent, I think, well, I don't want to call his rank, or I don't want to call, because I don't want to single him out. But this man, it is believed that I don't know if she was having something with him, or as any kind of relationship with him. But what I know is that this khaki clothes man from that same division, she caused his marriage to break up. She broke up his marriage. How she did it? She know the man was to have a little side chick. And this woman, she didn't do nothing more than to go and take notes and send the proof to the wife along with photographs and everything, and give the wife and cause the man's marriage to go into total turmoil. Some people say it was jealousy because she and him also had a thing going, or what, we don't know. But knowing her, whether she was having something going with him or not, this is the way the man, this individual, don't want to see anybody prosper or thrive or be happy. And a point to note, she's not a very hard-working policewoman as I would think. This is what is said, because my source has confirmed that since coming into that division, she has never made a single arrest in the 7 or 8 years that she been in that division. And yet she became an inspector. Therefore, I would not be surprised if her rise up the ranks is not due to her ability to perform as a policeman, as a policewoman, but her ability to perform other skills like lizard lap and them other type of thing, the helicopter, foot pan shoulder, bamba wheel, and so on and so forth. Come on, I believe it's her extracurricular or extra bedroomular activities that let her reach the heights she did in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Now guys, I need to tell you how she actually met her downfall. And this is dramatic. No, stand by. You're going to hear that in a moment. But first, I need to tell you about another policeman that she swoke up. There was this policeman who, he was living in a community in Montego Bay, and he travels to Trelawney for work every day. So he had a mother who was sickly, and he was the one who was taking care of her. So he had to go home every evening, but he lived in a volatile community. For some reason, she didn't like this police guy, young guy. His name was Omar. I won't call his last name. Every evening when Omar finished work, she took his firearm. She advised that his firearm should go back in the locker. And because he lived in a volatile community and he didn't want to be going home those times without a firearm for his own self-protection, he left the force. He resigned. So, how did she get caught? Well, in October of 2022, that's last year, she was to be promoted again. And therefore, she was sent on a course to the National Police College of Jamaica. This was at Twickenham Park in St. Catherine. So it's on this other side of the island, over 100 miles away from where she was stationed. On a particular day, there was a young constable who was taken to the orderly room. Now, the orderly room is not really a specific room. It's actually a meeting. When a constable or a policeman has broken any of the rules in the division, not a criminal offense, but like he's late for work, not dressed properly, not properly groomed or so on, insubordination, malingering and that kind of thing, you're taken to the orderly room where you have at least 3 high-ranking officers judged you and maybe punish you in some way. Is that something that would go up necessarily up to the commissioner's office, but it can stay at just the divisional level, and it just trashed out there. It doesn't necessarily go higher. He was taken to this young constable was taken to the orderly room because it was thought that he had abandoned his job. What happened was that he had applied for leave from the police force. His time for leave had come up, and he had submitted the leave application to this Satan Pickney, Inspector Perona Haughton. She assured him that she had submitted the documents and that when his leave is ready, he can go on his leave. Now, he took his leave and went to New York. Well, in New York, he got called that he had abandoned his job and he was not able to, he was in trouble. The man had to break his time on his vacation and come home to see what was going on. And when he got to the station, he tried to explain to them that he had applied for leave and he had received the leave. He had nothing to show that he had actually been the leave had been authorized, but he said he had submitted the documents. And he was told by Perona Haughton that yes, it had been successful. But all the search in the office, they could not find the papers. So they say, hold on, we need to settle this. So they called Perona Haughton, ask her. And she denied knowing anything about it or that she collected any documents from him. But then again, this began to cause a furore in the station because other policemen in the station now start to come out and say, this happened to them and that happened to them and Ray, and they believe this young constable and therefore they think they should be looked into. Because the police, young cops, was adamant that he had actually applied. So they say, all right, we're going to search our office. If your application was submitted, then we will find it. But they realized that there were certain filing cabinets that they couldn't get into. None of the other office staff in the general office had any keys to any of those filing cabinets. They asked her for the key. She said she left the bunch of key at her home and she asked somebody at her home to look for it and they said they can't find it. They have to wait till she come back. Because what happened? Because she was about 100 miles away at the police training school, she had to live on campus, and because she was living on campus, she couldn't come to give them the key. Or so she said she could even turn up in an emergency to give them the keys. Which by right, in truth and in fact, she had the keys, but she didn't want to turn it over to anybody because all the documents in the office and all the filing cabinets are her personal property as far as she's concerned. So, the superintendent in charge, he called in a locksmith and he went in the filing cabinets. And when they search through, they find the document. But then they went further and they're finding all kind of application for all kind of thing under the sun going back 7 years. And then they open a small room, a filing room, another room that they have containing several boxes and filing cabinet and stuff. And when they go in there, it was a treasure trove. It's like Aladdin's cave. Every document from inspector and superintendent and everybody who she had received documents from and had failed to submit them and everything. And that's when it came out. It got so stink that the Police Services Commission, the Commissioner of Police Office, and everybody got involved. They actually took out a warrant and went and searched her home while she was still at the Police Training Academy. And they found another pile of incriminating stuff that should never have left the police out of the police jurisdiction. So now they had cases against her. But what do you think happened? And the main reason for me coming here is that to this blessed day, there has been a news blackout on this lady. I have heard is that she lives in Montego Bay. Let me say that. She lives in Montego Bay. And she's at her home, sitting down at home now for 1 year. This was from last year, October. Last year, October 2022. And from that time, she had been sitting at home on full pay of an inspector of police, not doing anything. Now, we need the office of the Commissioner of Police to tell us if this woman is actually still in the Jamaica Constabulary Force and whether or not she is getting her full salary. How I heard some of these things is from somebody who attended St. Elizabeth Technical High School with her. Somebody who knows her very, very well. When this person realized what she had done, this person was able to hear her status, her current status, and what is going on with her in the police force and all of that. And this is a credible source. And also, somebody at that station who really is upset over what is happening and how she has hurt so many hundreds of policemen who really wants her out, because nobody is willing to work with her at this time. But we want to know what secret has she got for people in the commissioner's office? What secret has she got for people in the Police Services Commission? And so on. Why she can still remain on the job as a police inspector with this hanging over her head. Is it that somehow they're secretly trying to sneak her into another position somewhere else in the island? So why? We need to know who is protecting this person. And why? There's somebody big that she's blackmailing, and she has secret for somebody that is so big that they just can't let her go. We need to know. And I hope somebody will take this up with the Minister of National Security and let us get some answers. Over to you, Miss Dr. Horace Chang, Minister of National Security. Guys, like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.